Sandy Says Read. Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to do a quick wrap-up of Imaginarium 2023. I have returned a couple days ago, and I just haven't gotten to this yet. I've been doing a few other things. We're going to take this slow, gentle, I think. I want to get through this without having to do too many takes, because we don't edit these things anymore. We're just going to run through, but we're going to go over Imaginarium 2023. This was the 10-year anniversary of Imaginarium, which is a conference for creatives. It covers every genre you can think of, all the types of creativity you can think of, from artists to filmmakers and screenwriters and authors. It has a little bit of everything for everyone, and it's what we like to call a family reunion. When we all get back together again in Louisville, it's like having a family reunion of all us creatives. But it's like a family reunion where you can learn something too, because we all gather together and teach each other stuff and talk about the things that we've learned and the knowledge we've gathered over the last year, and just share, and it's awesome. Anyway, I'm going to go over some of the cool stuff that happened last week. What was it? The dates are probably on here, right? Here we go. July 14th through 16th in Louisville. All right. One of the things that happened was the launch of the Marathonarium anthology at Imaginarium 2022. A whole bunch of authors got together in a room and had a marathon writing session. And 9 of those authors were published in this anthology. The 9 of them, they finished up their short story and got it to the editor. That was me. Got it to the editor, and we worked together on, some content fixes and some grammar fixes, and just got it tightened up. And those authors are now in this anthology. I bring that up because this is the 10-year anniversary anthology. This is a new thing that Imaginarium is going to do, like on big special anniversaries, and you can pick this up yourself. You can go to the 7th Star Press website, which I will link below, or Amazon also carries this. But it's a cool like commemorative item now, and these 9 authors, they worked hard on that. What else? Okay, I've got notes, you guys, because I wanted to make sure I covered all the cool stuff that I wanted to cover about this. Okay, family reunion, the Marathonarium. There was an opportunity for all of the authors most of the authors who are involved in the Enchanted Realms box set to come together and hang out for a little bit. We met at the Jumpmaster Press booth. I guess it was Friday evening, right before the vendor hall closed on Friday evening. A group of us who were able to get there at that time got together, did a quick video to kind of help market and promote the fact that the Enchanted Realms anthology, that box set, is like almost out the door. It's together, it's ready, it's available for pre-order right now, and I think there were 5 of us who got to the Jumpmaster Press booth at the appointed time. There was other authors from the anthology or from the box set who were at Imaginarium, but we were all kind of running around doing a lot of things. There was a lot going on at the convention. Let's see, author Carl Moore, he made up some flyers that include the artwork. His daughter did this artwork. Do you see that eyeball? Is that not awesome? Look at that. So Carl Moore, he writes sort of like dark fantasy. That's going to be awesome. Some of the stories in the box set are steampunk. Some are epic fantasy, like mine. Some are, that horror fantasy. There's all those subgenres of fantasy in this thing. So, yeah, it's Carl came up with the flyers. I held one back. I was giving them out, at the convention, but I kept one because I thought that was really cool. I like that artwork. I'm going to keep that. Let's see. Okay, so there was, I had a flyer at my table for the box set so that you know what the cover looks like. Very cool. All right, there that is. Okay, then let's see what else. I have a stack of books here that I gathered, that I bought at the convention. I'm going to go through those, do a little mini book haul here. We'll do that in a second. What else did I want to talk about? There were interviews of, the top 3 special guests of the convention. The 2 Imaginator guests were Dacre Stoker and Jeff Mudgett, and then the guest of honor was Terry Brooks. And I had the awesome privilege of interviewing Dacre Stoker and Terry Brooks. Tony Acree from Hydra Publications interviewed Jeff Mudgett. These guys went back to back on their interviews, right? So I snuck out and got food during Jeff Mudgett's interview because I was going to fail, falter, and collapse if I didn't go get food. So I did go get food during this. So I didn't get to see Jeff Mudgett's interview. So y'all, anyone out there who is watching this video, if you saw Jeff's interview, if you saw Tony interviewing Jeff, please leave your big takeaways from the interview in the comments below. Share that with us because I would like to hear it. And I'm sure other people watching this video would like to hear it too. For Dacre's interview, Dacre Stoker, one of the key takeaways I got from the interview with him was about the process of discovering his great-grand uncle's journal in his cousin's attic in England. That story is cool. That story is awesome. Getting to hear it, getting to draw that out of him during the interview was very cool as well. He has talked about it a bit in some of his writings, of course, and on the Star Chamber show. If you go to Blog Talk Radio, you can look up the Star Chamber show where he talked about that a bit. But it was just really cool to kind of hear it right there face to face and talk to him about it at Imaginarium. That was very cool. He also talked about an NFT book idea, this concept that's coming up. And this October, he and some collaborators are producing and releasing an NFT that's gonna be pretty cool. As that develops, I'll share some information, probably through my newsletter. I'll put a link to that below. Probably through my newsletter will be the easiest way to get information, to share information about that and share links about that with people. But that's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to it. What else, guys? Oh, the interview with Terry Brooks. Awesome. Wonderful. I was fangirling all over the place. The interview with Terry Brooks, the key takeaway I took from that one, he was talking about writing truth in your work, even though you're writing fiction. I thought that was pretty cool. It was neat to get to talk with Terry Brooks, and he's such an inspiration, right? I mean, to any fantasy author, he's so personable and quirky and has such a good sense of humor. It was wonderful to have him interact with the audience and teach us. It was very nice. All right, let's see what else is on my list here, you guys. I talked about the Enchanted Realms thing. This was the 10-year anniversary. Oh, and I had an author friend of mine, Joe Eisenberg, out in Iowa. He had come to the convention and brought his neighbor friend to. I'm not trying to say this correctly. They came to the convention to attend the convention, but they helped me at my table while they were there. I didn't want to imply that they came to help me. They came for the convention, but while they were there, they did help me out at my table. So when I needed to be at interviews or at panels that I was moderating, they covered my table for me. And his friend, Steve Clark, is a farmer. And so I was able to, just pick his brain and do some research and get some questions that I have answered, because I am working on the sequel to the Choices trilogy. I've got a sequel in the works to that, and the Time and Family Estate has a farm, and there are bits and pieces of that need to come into play in the sequel. So I really wanted to pick his brain, and he had just a wealth of information to share with me. So that was awesome, and that right there is one of the key elements to the Imaginarium convention. I mean, when you're there, you can network with all these other creative minds, and everyone has like a different area of expertise, right? I mean, Steve is not a writer or a poet or a screenwriter, right? He's a farmer. but he has all that knowledge. And so I was able to just like pick his brain and gather some of that knowledge for myself. And that was awesome. That kind of thing, just, it's so good. It's so healthy. It just feeds the creativity. And I dig that. Okay, what else? What else is on the list, you guys? Before I get to the book haul that's over here. Next year's dates. At the last Star Chamber show, they teased the dates for next year. Probably are July 19th through 21st of 2024 for next year's Imaginarium. Pencil that in on your calendar because it'll be the 11th year of Imaginarium, and after the awesome sauce of this year, next year just might rock the Casbah as well. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so let's go over some of the books that I picked up in the vendor hall and around Imaginarium. We're going to start with Of Slumber and Discord, Once Upon a Darkened Night. This is book 2 in a series of twisted fairy tales. In case, Once Upon a Darkened Night didn't give that away. These are twisted fairy tales stories from Nicole Zoltak. And this one is based on the Sleeping Beauty fairy tale. And I've already read it. I had a doctor appointment this week, so I took it with me so I could read while I was sitting in the waiting room, as you do. So I dove into this one, and excellent story. I kind of dig those twisted fairy tales when you can do something different with the fairy tales, with Cinderella, with the Three Little Pigs. When you can change those things up, I like it. So I like this. I'll be doing a review of it here on the channel very soon, since it's already done. Next up on the stack, I have the sample issue. This is from Jeff Lamar. We just recently had a book review of his on this channel. This one is a sampling of short stories from him, so I'm looking forward to diving into this as well. It looks like it'll be quick, right? So we'll dive into that soon. Then one of the authors who had a table near to mine was B.D. Brown, and her story is Christmas in Aruba. Let me get the glare off of it for you guys. Christmas in Aruba. And this one is a romance, but it's a holiday romance. And I'm gathering up a few of these holiday books to bring you guys a bunch of holiday reviews as we get closer to Christmas time. So you know how crazy I get at Christmas time. So we'll have this one coming up real soon. Because Christmas is coming, you guys. I mean, I've already started listening to Christmas music. Not lying. All right, next up is Rebellion. This is by S.G. Blinn. The glare. Rebellion. And this one looks like a dark fantasy, and I'm kind of excited about that. So we'll be diving into that. Next. Glare? A little bit of glare. There we go. This is Sufferborn. This one is about elves. This is like a dark romantic fantasy, and this one's got elves in it. Oh yeah, the author is J.C. Hartcarver. She looked like just a lovely young lady sitting at her table with all 3 books in this trilogy were sitting there, and I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to start with the first one, go from there, and just the cover looked really cool to me. I was digging that. Then I have 3 books here from Jen Selinsky, and you guys might recognize that name. We've read some poetry from Jen on this channel before, and her Duran Duran book, Reach Up for the Sunrise, has a review here on this channel. But Jen Selinsky, she is a poet, and she's also a children's book author, and then she has her Duran Duran book, of course. But this book, Thoughts on God, is one of her poetry books. We've got that one. Got one of her children's books, Carol's Wish, and one of her coloring books. She also, the glare, I swear you guys. Okay, Dazzling Designs. This is one of her coloring books for adult coloring books. But it's not just coloring pages in here. There are also little poems on the spread with the different designs that you can color in to settle and calm yourself when you're feeling overwhelmed. Not like that happens around here, huh? Okay, you guys, that's all I have for you. Oh, I should probably mention, There is another video on this channel, a short that I uploaded earlier today, and I will link to that down below because I did win a cool, awesome, fabulous award at this year's Imaginarium. Tease. So I'll put that link below. That's the cool stuff that happened at Imaginarium 2023, the 10-year anniversary. It was awesome. It was cool. It was inspirational as always. I mean, I'm writing stuff like mad in the evenings. It was a good time. I can highly recommend Imaginarium for all creatives. Is that everything? That's everything. Thumbs up, because creative conventions are awesome and great and everyone should be attending them. Please subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so that you are notified each time I do this random stuff, and please share in the comment field below what you enjoyed about Imaginarium if you were there. Give me your excuses if you weren't there so that I can encourage you to attend next year. And I think that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.